So this is the map that anybody who's ever played Counter-Strike before ever will recognize. It's my personal favorite. It's The Office. It's a hostage map with terrorists, counter-terrorists, and a 2-minute timer. We're going to say, for the sake of fun, we'll play as a counter-terrorist first, then switch to the terrorist team. I like to use the M4A4 in this. In Global Offensive, it's M4A4 in Counter-Strike Source, and Counter-Strike, it was the M4A1. But it's not, there's no really huge difference aside from the name. The gun model itself is almost identical. So yeah. We've gone through that little tunnel down. If you head to the left out of the start point, it lets you sneak in and kind of loop your way around the barrage of fire that you'd get hit if you went through the main doors or even through the back hallway sometimes. So while most people are going to just run over there and try and waste everybody, I actually am going to follow the objectives and try and rescue the hostages, because I like to be the hero. You know, I consider myself John McClane in this situation. So I scoot around back here into the main reception area, find the first two hostages. If you ever played this map before, you know where everything is, you know exactly where it is. If you don't, if you haven't played this map before, these are where the hostages are. If you make a U-turn around this reception booth right here and take a left, you'll also find the other hostages right here in the conference room.
Escorting hostages.
So you're going to want to make your way out through the break room, the storage facility, which is right here. Careful for terrorists like that guy. And then head down and through the back way to the parking garage. If you'll notice, I'm now the only member of the team left alive, which means sometimes rushing in guns a-blazing can be fun, but it's not necessarily the best idea. And there we go. Took the round, and wait for it. Killed that guy. Oh yeah. The main entrance to the office, right here next to the dumpster, I would suggest trying to avoid. It's where you'll face the most resistance, as well as have the most difficult time making a path through, as there's a lot of good cover for your enemies and not so much for you. Throw a flashbang in there and you should have a little bit easier time. You can even try a high explosive grenade if you want, but the space behind those windows is huge and it's not very likely you'll actually hit anything. I try and avoid going this way. I much prefer the windows to the front office or around the back, which we'll show you in a second. But yeah, usually going up those stairs is recipe for disaster, as it was right there. This is actually my favorite route to take if you're playing as counter-terrorists. If you go around back through these loading doors, you can actually open up those doors and then snipe from the courtyard if you feel like it. I much prefer getting a little bit closer and a little bit dirtier, so I throw a flashbang and then I'm going to duck up these stairs and take care of whoever's waiting up there. There's a guy at the end of the hall, so we're just going to... Okay, he ran away. Coward. We'll take care of him when he comes back up, and then he's got a friend. The great thing about this is that you can very easily sneak in, grab the hostages, and then get back out if you're going this way. So instead, we're going to go, just for fun's sake, we're going to go on a sweep of the hallways, check every room, loop back towards the hostages, make sure everything's going okay there. Almost shoot your friend, because why not just saying hi with a gun? It's totally cool, don't worry about it. You guys are still having fun, you're still bros. Yeah, and so you get the AUG, and it's a really, really handy rifle, though it is kinda useless if you don't use the scope on it, as you can see right there. Alright, we're going to switch over to the terrorist side of things now, and on the terrorists, it's a little bit of a different game. As opposed to rifles, I'd much rather have a shotgun, and my personal favorite is what I call the Left 4 Dead loadout. It's shotgun, in this case the sawed-off, and then dual Berettas, which I love. So, you take the shotgun. This hallway down here, the one that leads down the stairs into the loading garage, is often pretty full up of counter-terrorists. They love sneaking around through the back because, I think like them. Here they all are, out in the courtyard having a grand old time. The good thing about the shotgun is you can really get in close. Most of them will have assault rifles or even sniper rifles. You can just kind of scoot in, you know, if you're moving quick enough. And that's the main rule of Counter-Strike, is to always be moving. You can sneak in, run around them, blast them with your shotgun, and then move out. So sometimes they'll run, and there he is. And here we go. I just killed off 2/3 of their team. So they're clearly not back at the garage. You always want to make sure you're going back continuously and checking on your hostages, because they might become rescued hostages. And as a terrorist and a bad guy, you can't have that. So always check on your hostages. Make sure they haven't been taken. Nope, good, still there. Okay, cool. What about the other two? Are they still there? They're still hanging out? Tied up and stuff? Yep, they are. Awesome. Alright, we're just gonna move on with the sweep, and, oh, there's a guy. What's funny is, if he had just stopped to deal with the hostages instead of trying to kill everybody, he might have won the match. But instead, he got shot in the back by me. So, let that be a lesson to you, kids. If you have the opportunity to save hostages, do it. Unless it's in real life, in which case you should probably call the police. Anyways, we're going to move to the front section right now. And, you know, I love my dual pistols. Feel like John Woo. That's that hallway that I was telling you about. As a counter-terrorist, you don't really want to come upstairs because there's always one or two guys like me and my friend there just waiting for you to come up the stairs. Because we've got cover, we've got hallways to escape down, you've got a stairway with a railing. So I'd stay away from it. We can move into this office if you like. Do a sweep, because sometimes there'll be stragglers who come up here a little bit later into the match. That's my friend. I just wanted to see if he was on his toes. Yeah, that's why I shot him. Anyways, heading back to check on the hostages, as always, just in case. In this case, nope, good. Looks like they're still there. Everything's fine. Check the conference room ones too, just to make sure. And back through the paper route. Basically, as you're moving through the level, try and think of the route that you would take if you were playing on the opposite team. Like that guy just took the route that I just took. So I shot him in the back, because I fight dirty like that. Alright, this time we're going to go around the backside. Hey-oh, that's what she said. With our dual Berettas. Oftentimes, you'll get down to the end of this hallway, tucked down behind these filing cabinets, and there's sometimes CT guys coming in through those windows down there, or from around this corner, and that's a really good spot to hold up. But in this case, nobody really showed up to my party, so I'm kind of sad about that. So we're going to go back to those garage steps in the back of the office, and everything is on fire, apparently. That guy was having fun with a Molotov. So we're just going to clear these stairs, and, oh, hey, oh, and that's it. That's the end of that map right there. Great. So, shooting people in the face with a shotgun? Thumbs up. Alright guys, stay tuned for more Counter-Strike videos here at IGN.